Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Unconventional Nikki, the podcast and the YouTube channel. If you are new to my podcast, please definitely subscribe. If you're on the YouTube channel, please like and subscribe and share. It's Saturday here, and I decided to come on and record a new podcast. This podcast, or the thought for this podcast, had been on my mind since yesterday, so I kind of just wanted to come on and get it done and get my thoughts out. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go. All right, so today's podcast is about fear of relationships, or should I say, recognizing that I have a fear of relationships. Now, so it kind of all started like last night. Of course, last night is Friday. I was off work. So when I'm off, I like to watch my favorite show, and that is Love at First Sight. Let me first start off by saying that I love love. I think it is beautiful. I am happy for anybody who finds it. I typically, is I don't even know. It's just love is just my whole world, and I know that at some point I may pursue a career in helping couples to obtain love or to heal in matters of the heart, or just anything like that. But case in point, I digress. So back to the topic at hand. But I was watching the Love Marriage at First Sight season 11. And as we all know, sometimes when you watch things, you get triggered, or things resonate with you, or you see things that you've been through, that you can you haven't, you maybe you see yourself in some of the characters, or some of the people, should I say. I don't want to call them characters because they're people, but you see yourself in some of the people that are that you're watching. So case in point, there were a few characters on there that I felt like that I kind of saw myself in, some of the ladies, and it made me ask myself the question of, am I really ready for a marriage, or even just simply another relationship? I have been out of a relationship for like the last, I think we officially broke up in 2018, and we lived together for like another year after that, kind of separated fully in 2019. And then it's just kind of been an up and down battle between the two of us since then. So I've definitely been doing my own healing work in the meantime, and I've been doing all I can to kind of take care of myself. But I'll be honest, I definitely wanted to get back to another relationship. Want marriage, still do. But when I saw this episode yesterday, it really made me question as to whether or not I'm ready. And I say that because I have never seen what a healthy relationship looks like. I have one aunt in my family, one who I feel like is in a happy, healthy marriage, which is basically what I want. I want a happy, healthy marriage, loving, lasting marriage at that. And after my last relationship, I'm determined to not settle. I don't want to get back into a relationship where I feel like I'm settling in any way, or where I feel like I can't absolutely, where I feel like I cannot absolutely be myself, where I feel like it's not like kind of a give and take. I'm very much a giver, so I prefer to be with someone who is also of that nature, because then I feel like it'll kind of balance itself, because I love to give to my partner, and I think that it feels better when it's reciprocated. And so I also want someone who has accountability, and who is very introspective and is emotionally intelligent. Of course, I want him to be, of course, a man in his own way. I don't, however that's supposed to look when it comes to my perfect person, but I want him to be him. I don't want a traditional relationship. I don't want either one of us restricting each other, the whole nine. I guess since I've been single, I've had time to, I guess, really evaluate what I really want against, what I don't want. So case in point, in saying that, yes, I do want a relationship, but because I have not seen what a healthy relationship looks like, it kind of has me scared. Like, even like, I see people arguing, and because I saw my parents arguing a lot as a child, and then I saw them break up, there's still this thought for me. You can say what you want, call me crazy, but there's still this thought in my mind sometimes that I found that if we argue, it means we're going to break up. And I don't want to think that way. And then also, you know what I'm saying? There's a thing of how do we communicate effectively? Because I am a great communicator, hence the reason why I wanted to have a podcast, or I want my career to be in a communicative field. I want to be able to communicate my ideas, whether it's talking, writing, public speaking, whatever. I know that I want to be in the field of communication, on TV, talk shows, whatever. But it seems like when it comes to relationship, I kind of struggle there. And I don't know whether it's because I was never taught how to effectively communicate in a relationship, or whether, maybe it's just not my skill. I don't know. But I also know that this is also a big issue in many relationships, communication. And that was a major reason why me and my ex separated, because we couldn't communicate. We were just very bad at communicating with each other. It would always result in yelling and fighting, not physically, but just to me, loud arguments, that's fighting, if you ask me. So and then I have children, and they would witness this. So then I'm looking at the fact that they did not witness what a healthy relationship looks like either. So then I'm also then doing the same thing in essence that my parents did, and I'm exposing them to this, and they're gonna repeat the same things. So when I'm thinking about all of this, I'm just asking myself, am I ready? Can I commit to someone for a lifetime in the way that I really want to? Or even do I believe that it's possible? I see it. I watch a lot of television shows where, or I'm going to say, if y'all have seen the Black Love documentaries that have been on YouTube and on OWN and things like that, I've watched those. I'm always trying to educate myself on love and relationships, because again, I love. And when I get into a relationship, I want to be good at it. I want to thrive at it. I want it to be happy and healthy and loving and positive and all those great, wonderful things that I have in my mind that a relationship should be, or I guess what we're taught that relationships should be. But I just wonder if I have, if even with all the learning that I've done, do I have the tools to actually be in a lasting partnership in the way that I desire? Can I attract a mate who wants the same thing? Because I do believe that part of being able to go the distance is having someone who also wants to go the distance with you. So can I attract that? You know what I'm saying? Even with my history of non-working relationships, and I'm not proud to say that I've had many non-working relationships, or relationships that just did not work, for lack of better words. And there was cheating on both ends, and some of them where I was the cheater, other times when they were the cheater, and I'm not proud of that, but it's my truth. And and not even just that, just in the way I communicate, the arguing, the yelling, the fussing, and how maybe I handle things, or even just not desiring to change the person. Because even in my last relationship, there was a desire to change him, to make him to kind of be what I wanted, and I feel like it was the same thing. And then also there was a me getting lost and me feeling like I was not enough, so me changing myself or altering myself to be what he needed. And I'm sorry, but now that I am out of it and I can see it more clearly, I don't believe that those are healthy things, or healthy aspects to have in a relationship. I think that you should be 100% yourself, and you should allow that person to be 100% themselves. And if you guys can't accept each other and come together cohesively, then it's just not, maybe that's not the relationship for you. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you should seek counseling to learn how you guys can better work together and work at accepting each other and being happy with each other as a person. But, these are some things that I have lacked in my last relationships. I've seen the very ugly parts of relationships, as I am sure we all have, because I'm sure we all have had bad relationships or bad moments in relationships. And, I always said that those who found that mate early on, high school sweethearts, were so lucky because they grew together. That was it. That's the only relationship you know. So, you don't really have the opportunity to get jaded, as those of us who have had bad or really messed up relationships have. I can honestly say, oh my goodness, hold on, guys, my ear hurts. I can honestly say that I feel like I am jaded because of what I just recently went through. I was in a 9-year relationship. Well, no, wait a minute, let me take that back. We were together for 7 or 8 years, then we broke up, and we spent a year breaking up. And I am literally just finding myself being done with this and literally being like, hey, I don't want this pattern anymore. This is not healthy, and I want a happy, healthy relationship. But in wanting that, again, I raised the question, am I ready? Am I really ready to commit to someone like that? I am 34 years old, and what I am looking for is I don't want to just get with somebody right now. I want to find my mate, the person that I will literally spend the rest of my life with. And I plan on living until about 90, 100. So that's a very long time. So finding someone that you can spend 60 years with, 60 plus years with, or even not even that, 50 to 40, and really still like them and love them, and then not be, oh, we're still together just to be together, or it's comfort, so I'm not going to go anywhere. That's not really what I want. And then I think that also contributes to my fear, because it's just like, does what I want exist? Am I asking too much? Can I really have this? You know what I'm saying? I've never seen it. Do I have the capacity to love somebody in that nature? And is there a person out there that has the capacity to love me the same way for that amount of time? Because that's a long time. But then on the other hand, I look at it like, but I also don't want to kind of be with anybody. I don't want to do the whole be together to break up situation. I don't want to do the whole make up to break up situation. So I guess, in the grand scheme of things, it would appear like, yeah, Nikki, you have the capacity to do this. But there's that fear. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry about that. I apologize for the interruption, but back to what we were saying. Oh my goodness, I feel like I just lost my whole train of thought. But basically, I'm just gonna go with it at this point. But basically, to say, I know what I want, but there's just this fear of being in a relationship, what that would mean long term. There's a saying, of having to sacrifice when you're in a relationship. I don't really believe in that. I don't feel like I should have to sacrifice. I think that there should be a meeting of the minds, and I think there should be compromise. But I just don't like that word sacrifice, because it feels like somebody is giving something up or losing a sense of themselves. I don't like that. And when I think of a happy, healthy relationship, I think of everyone winning on both ends, and everybody happy and content with their part and their role in the relationship. I don't know. But basically, what I'm saying, I, made this podcast because, I know that there are some other people that may struggle with this, who want a relationship, a long-term healthy relationship, but are just not sure you're ready. And that's okay. Or, you're scared of it. And I think that when you see this, just like, I am now, and getting on this podcast and kind of talking it out, this is kind of my own personal therapy session. But I think you need to look into that and understand why, because I don't believe in going into something and then you have this fear, and then now you're inflicting this fear into your new relationship, and then the person now has to deal with your fear. And that's not saying that when you get into a relationship you're not going to have fears and you're not going to be triggered and things are not going to happen. But when you have a fear of relationships, I definitely think that's different. I definitely think you need to look into it before you go into one, because you could wind up hurting somebody. And with your fear, or self-sabotaging. You could get something really great and then sabotage it, you know what I'm saying? And on that end, I do have to say, I do believe that what's for you will always be for you, but why put that person through that, whether they're for you or not? Why put that person through that if you don't have to? My whole thing is right now working out all the kinks within myself before I get into a relationship, so that when I go in, hopefully I will have worked on a lot of stuff within myself, and my partner won't have to deal, or I guess be subjected to a lot of stuff that they shouldn't have to be, and vice versa. I want someone who is aware of themselves, who is, who wants to grow and strives to grow, and is aware of themselves, and basically, I guess, is on the same track that I am. That accountability for yourself, because I do think that when you're with someone, there is a certain level of accountability for yourself, your feelings, and your emotions. It's not up to somebody else to make you happy. It's up to you to make you happy. So you definitely want to work that out. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's something that plays out in your relationship. I don't know. I'm not the judge. I'm not going to say, I really don't like saying what's wrong or right, because in a relationship, because you don't know people's journey. You don't know what they need to go through together to get what they need to get, or get whatever lessons they need to get. You don't know. And just because people have issues in a relationship, or severe issues in the beginning or in the middle or whatever, doesn't mean that they're not meant to be together. It just means that that's what's happening. But case in point, back to what I was saying, I recognize my fear, and now it kind of has me in a space of reevaluating whether I'm ready or not. So, if anybody's going through this, or if you're going through something similar, let me know how you're dealing with this. Or, if this podcast maybe showed you that maybe you have some things to think about because you're single, or maybe even in a relationship that maybe you're not ready for. Who knows? But, just if you're on my YouTube channel or watch me on my YouTube channel, just kind of comment and let me know, what you're experiencing, or if you can relate to this, or, if you have been through it, how did you handle it? I'm definitely open to all advice. And let's keep it positive here, because again, I want my podcast to be a positive platform. You can say what you want to say, but there's a way to kind of get it across. You understand what I'm saying? Plus, my mama always taught me that you catch more bees with honey. So that being said, I think I'm going to end this here. There may be a part 2 to this. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that there will be more relationship talk podcasts on my channel, and on my podcast. So yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of this. I hope that I at least help one person, or hey, maybe somebody who's watching this from the YouTube channel can offer some advice and help me. I'm always open. But I'm gonna get ready to go and end this here. I have some things to do for today that I really would like to get done. So wishing everybody a happy Saturday if you're watching this on a Saturday, or whatever day you're watching it. Wishing you an excellent day, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time on my next podcast. Bye.